Good afternoon, evening, and morning, and welcome back to the channel. We are back. Good afternoon, evening, and morning, and welcome back to the channel. We are back. Good. Again, sorry for the echo. We are back with more Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. This time we are on the third game of the trilogy Trials and Tribulations. We need to actually get a new game here on this. That's the one we're on. Trials and Tribulations. This one has 5 cases, and to me, the last case is the best of the trilogy. We'll see if you guys think it the same way as well. Special thanks to Don McClain, Winter Soldier. Thank you for coming out. Winter, I'm glad you are feeling better from your allergy infection that you had this weekend, which totally blows, but I'm glad you're better. So, on the last episode of Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright, we saved Maya from the hands of Mat on God and his kidnapping ways as we found out how devious that guy can really be. Now we're going to introduce of how everything got set up with this whole trilogy. And this, like I said, has probably the grandest story. This one has actually 3 main cases and 2 side cases, I like to call it, or fill cases. That'll be cases 2 and 3, but 1, 4, and 5 are actually going to be part of the main story. So it should be very interesting what you guys think of the actual trilogy. And what your thoughts are also with this this game for you guys here. But without further ado, let's get going and do Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. Here we go. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. So you see Mia in the front, and you have somebody we really know in the bottom left, and somebody who will become part of the story in the top left. Let's go, guys. Play it. Let's go. How did I get in this mess? Why? Why did I do that? That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your own sake. If you can't even see her, it's going to be bad news. Here's why! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! It wasn't me! I didn't... I didn't do it! Five years earlier, Mia Fey's second trial. April 11, 1940 a.m., District Court, General Lobby number 3! It's finally time. Kind of nervous. Oh, Mr. Griswold, what the hell are you doing here? Oh, Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? I'm relaxed, Mr. Griswold. Look at me, I'm relaxed. Let go of my lapels. You guys haven't gotten the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm sorry. I'm just I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I'm Marvin Griswold. I'm at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me. What were your earnest requests last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said. And quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday about the case I made. What? You've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that. You see, I mean, I could have, I think. What deal? In any case, don't let our clients see you so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Keep smiling, Mia. I just wanted to say, I'll give it all I got. Yep, it'll be fine. No problem. Oh, what's wrong? You have a cold or something? Mr. Rye? Actually, it's right. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what the mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anybody else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. But please, let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fenn. Still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm gonna win. For my client, and for myself. April 11, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution's ready, Your Honor! Oh God, Payne's back. The defense today is... Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Bushman was to lead the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Robert had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? Was there anything next to you? Yes, well... You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Well, I'm scared, Neo. Give him your toughest luck. Of course, Your Honor! I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. We did in the first game, what's the problem? Don't worry, little girl. It will be all over soon. What was all that about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. Crime photo 1. The crime took place behind an IVU building. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Your reputation is sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will. Oh, God. What? Huh? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Ah, a perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least that much. I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. My hemorrhoids are at beginning acting. Well, that's your problem, man. What the hell you... I don't even know about your hemorrhoids. Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the killing record. Oh, yes. Well, you knew that already, didn't you? Yeah? I'm gonna go ahead and teach you my student later on this pass about R1. Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing the R1 button. All the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you enter the deal. Well, let's see what we got. Alright, so we got our attorney's badge. Proof of my profession. The first and last time I wore it was a year ago. Doug's autopsy report. Date and time of death 4/9 at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. And the crime took place behind the IBE building, the one we just got. We also have profiles. Barbara Grossberg is 61. My superior and the head of Grossberg Law Offices. Phoenix Wright, 21. My client, a third-year art student at Ivy University. He currently has a cold. Doug Swallow, the victim. He was a fourth-year pharmacology student at Ivy University. Dahlia Hawthorne, Phoenix Wright's girlfriend, dated the victim Doug Swallow up until 8 months ago. Winston Payne, the prosecutor for this trial, a veteran lawyer with a little too much confidence. Alright. Yes, sir! I'll do just that! Gotta stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. Okay, let's take a look. I just press the R1 button here. Now then, will the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Asphyxiation. Electrocution. Hypothermia. Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution. Now how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as the trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there's one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie! I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. No, he's not. Ugh. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? Ah, no need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into old Greybeard's face. Yes, sir. And don't grab me his face. Mr. Gersberg? How is that a better example for the young lady? And I'm not in the gray beard. Mia, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with the R volume, so be sure to go over it all. Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? Alright. Well, it was probably you, because you mentioned Doug Swallow and there's Phoenix Wright, so I'm gonna guess it's you. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Darling Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Say. They call him the rookie killer, and he bitches about having to babysit a new lawyer. Yeah, I know. Don't read too much into it, Dom. It's just the way it is. You should have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, the Phoenix Wright. Well, up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story. Ah, he's done it again. What, he went over the case with us? Yeah, everybody does that for the prosecutor. You should see Edgeworth last game and also Von Karma. Before the cross-examining starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Yeah, well, that's every prosecutor too, so. Very well, Mr. Pate. Please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. What, the defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye, it's fine. That's what Mr. Wright's innocent, right? There's just no objection. Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm suspect. But in the future I'll become a lawyer. Yeah. No. He means what did you do before you arrested him? Oh. Choo! I was a university student. Mr. Wright. You understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow student, Doug Swallow. But I didn't do it! I'm just gonna tell you! Tell you I was... But Lieutenant please refrain from passing on his call to the rest of us. Seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer. Looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive. Huh? Seems like you forgot one small thing, young lady. That would be? This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? He's right. And it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions? If a witness is lying, their statement will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client! Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty. See. What do you mean by that? Is he saying that Tesla just now... There's a lie? A contradiction? Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Mr. Say. Please, Mr. Wright. Tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened, anyway. Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence. Anyway, Mr. Wright, I'm not going to do the choose for all these things that I've liked, because I've done a couple of them. You get the idea. What were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. Just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. A coincidence, huh? You say you found the body. Who called the police? Huh? Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police. Other students? That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there, next to the body, in shock. What? Is this true, Mr. Wright? Can you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body. But I... So you didn't notice his face or even his name, right? Right! Well, no. That is... I mean... So, which is it? Did you know or not? Now, see ya! You can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day! Well... I guess I did know his name. News to me. Why didn't you tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Who is this Dolly person? Oh, yes. That would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, I see. Ah, young love. So bittersweet. That's all I knew about him. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... That doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? The damn guy was named 5 minutes ago. What the fuck? Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. What? Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean? Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why... That's why I figured you must love British stuff, see? It's true. Cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. You're acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something to say? Yes, Your Honor? What is it now? Who is this person anyway? This Union Jack fellow. The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag. Oh, I see. So you mean like the Stars and Stripes, right? As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me. Something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now? Yep. There's a contradiction here. Yeah, I know. Mr. Kreisberg! Quickly now! Tell that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean. Okay, Mia. Check the court record carefully. Alright, fine. Sure. That must be it. Even though it has nothing to do with the natural whatever. Well, my dear, do you think you can manage on your own from this point? I need some help! Fuck you. Yeah, I can handle it. 1 year ago, I was in a corner just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself. You wasn't trying to bite off more than you can chew me. I'll be fine. You know what I have to do? Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof. Okay, Mia. One more time, from the very beginning of his testimony. Or we can go right to the end, which is what I'm going to do. Here's his jacket. Are you sure you saw Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure it was right there on his back. Just a sec, is there some point to this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute! He's wearing a leather jacket! The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. Thanks for the tip, I was taught to point out contradictions without proof. Yeah. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You have no idea what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me! Wah! You can make a client cry. Let him. That pee on his chest doesn't stand for beatings anyway. I can't believe I trusted him. The rest was all wrong. He. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. Did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but... Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? What, the guys couldn't come up with aspirin? Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. The more you know. Hey, wait a sec. How'd you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? He. Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually I seen you lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X. It's Cold Killer X! I got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His orders of doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. Do I really want to know how much someone can be a fan of medication? No, probably not. Nah, just leave it alone now. Leave it alone. Order! Order in the court! John, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the record. The victim's watch stopped at the time of death. The X found close in the victim's hand, covered in Wright's fingerprints. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken, which we found out from the... Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this? This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. My poor hemorrhoid. Dude, I don't need to know about your hemorrhoids. Shut up! Go get some hemorrhoid cream or something. Get Preparation H or something. Might help, I don't know. The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 245 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 o'clock, we split up. And later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright. Don't tell any more lies. What really happened? Have you ever met the victim before then? No, never! But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. And this Dolly person is my, it's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart. What was that for, Mia? Just making sure the hemorrhoids are okay, okay? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. Talia Hathorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Dog Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is. So it's one of those nasty love triangles, I see. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IUU. An alchemist? I see. Gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He seems like he was quite an ambitious young man. What do you? Maybe we should ask him some more details. Well, we already know the timing. There's no point in answering that one. Let's do the pharmacology part. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your desert, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high-voltage cables everywhere. High-voltage cables? Yeah, there was electrical poles set up all around the building. The high-voltage cables overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. So, what was it you were talking about? You know, that maybe we should hang out again sometime? Hang out again sometime? Wish that was true. Now he's complaining about his sister sneaking in the lab, doing all these experiments, his thinking laboratory. I can't do Dexter, I'm sorry guys. So you say you went back? Yeah. That's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why'd you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. It's not unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. Me, I'm the other way around. I get careless when it starts going down. Guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? Suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals. So I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You'd never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Youch! What did you eat pussy in the jaw? Made sure there was no hemorrhoids there, too. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? He. I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there's one issue that still remains. There is, Your Honor? How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is... You are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? I'm a huge fan of Lucky Charms Leprechaun. I won't have his cat face slandered. Yeah, you tell him, Winter. I can somehow establish how it was done. Maybe I can still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Salvage the murder method. Can't right now. Alright, what the hell? Let's try it. Your Honor. Yes, Miss Day? I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. God, you say that a lot in this case. Damn, I didn't realize you did that. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Of course I know that! Actually, I totally forgot about that. Now then, Miss Day, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. Well, there's only one that actually shows electrocution anywhere, and that's this. So it has to be this. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What? But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. Really? I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. They say, where exactly in this story is the murder weapon? Well, this is the only thing that's actually electrocuted, right? Well, naturally, it's right here. That's... What is that? A severed electrical cable. I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then the high voltage cable... Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. That really sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was... the defendant. That much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. Ah, you mean... Yes. It was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. In Kitco murder, he squarely pushed the victim toward the severed electrical cable. Order, order, order! It's enough! I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with the cross-examination. Stick a fork in us. We're done. Mr. Fishburne! My hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mio. Your hemorrhoids are a truth detector? Uh-huh. I knew that boy was good the first time I saw him. My hemorrhoids told me. Wait, what? I don't know. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of his man's guilt. Your Honor! At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Say? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? So haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. Nothing but the truth but help you God. Yeah. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Probably not, Doc. No. But wait a minute! Mr. Wright. I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further. I did it. I admit, I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Duck Swallow is dead. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. What you just said, was that the truth? Yes. I was afraid. Afraid if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, I don't know how that did. Most things currently seem we're rapidly convinced you are. Please! Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, you say? I believe in you. Oh. Thank you. I still can't believe it. You really did push the victim. Feels like him just doing the Harlem Shake. Okay, that's TMI, dude. I don't even want to hear any more about your damn hemorrhoids anymore. That guy. He was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there. Dead. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that is, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. It's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. How do you spell doofus, by the way? I thought it was D-O. Whatever. Don't matter. Miss Faye. Let me warn you right now that if your cross-examining doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that'll prove it. Also, it's 5 years earlier from 2006 was the Harlem Shake. I don't know. I really don't know when that came into fruition, Winter. I don't know. This game was like, what, 2000... I don't even remember when this game was. I'll have to look back into... That guy. He's talking about Dolly. Ugh. So what kind of things did Mr. Charles say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said she was a bad girl. Is that all? Yep. Well, I'm gonna say you heard him yourself. Oh, boy. You're doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I just... Yeah, but sometimes it's cool to actually do that. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. Just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right. There was nothing like that at all. But is it possible that you merely overlooked it? Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let the guy steamroll over you like that, you cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment that push occurred. Let's continue on with the next minute. A loud noise? What would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Hee 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 hee. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
Objection!
You're not quite inside that! Take it. Take on some dangerous down here. Sure, why not? So, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It's like a sharp crack. Ha! Could it have been... Yes, could it have been... Hurry up and tell us! When I pushed it, you dropped the umbrella he was holding. Right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Ouch! Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was silly soaked to the bone. Miss Fey, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Yes. Well, yes. This is Mia. New information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. Now, this capability is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it in your testimony. Ha! How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the finished request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you were certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. That's all you need. No, the person. He's gonna put it over his head. Well, yeah, you see, I was wearing the sweater here. Dude, change! Now I stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love. That stuff is not being used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. Distracting androids everywhere on your body, okay, Grossberg? I'm so sorry. Can you only test me with this? Alright. Alright, let's get back to this. Alright, well, this is the only place that shows the umbrella right there, so... Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take a look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the other is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Powell was still alive. No! Order, order, order! He moved? Mr. Payne, I'm only in this photo. Where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want to present it as evidence immediately. Umbrella. Owned by the victim found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. But the other could have simply been blown there by the wind! Objection! According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. But what could have had a hurricane? I know this matter of umbrellas seems relatively trivial. But, as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No! I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. His testimony added to the court. Didn't fell on top of the umbrella. There was a loud sound when the Well done, Mia. Yeah, shut up. Your hemorrhoids might be wrong. Hee hee. Hee 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 hee. See, what are you talking about this time? Stop making a he's noise. Laugh like a real person. Pardon me, Your Honor. I see that I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Well, who is this witness? Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The Lieutenant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? Sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop it. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. April 11:52 a.m. District Court, Federal Lobby number 3. Miss A, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. You told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess I can start the relaxing, huh? Relax, my boy? You can't be serious. After hiding such important facts? But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life? Huh? Would you mind telling more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dahlia and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right up here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be his lawyer, on the side. Anyway. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present, you see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. Certainly is a little bottle, alright. Makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Dahlia's present, a small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Anyway. So, after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. A strange girl asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... Huh? This happened on August 27th right here in the courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. Well, can you clue me in? Because I have no idea. And I think I understand why you only took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? Newspaper clipping added to the court record. Hope you don't mind, Mr. Bishop. Okay, can we see this or no? Murder in the courthouse. Very little information is being disclosed at this time since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Interesting. I need to finish this myself. Ah, yes. But I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to help you, Neil. Well, looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving. Bunch of hemorrhoids! Guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. To be continued. April 11, 12:13 p.m. District Court, Court number 2. God, that hemorrhoid guy isn't there anymore. Oh, who am I gonna punch? Damn. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. This next witness is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The president calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. What is with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. I can't believe you actually said that! Oh, now then, witness. Could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. And I will bash them with my gavel. I love how they look straight at me when I say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're also nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It's nothing. If we may move on now. What is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor's all mine. No, the honor's all mine. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Sir? There's something I can help you with. You just go and say whatever's on your mind. I'm sure that must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it. Yes. I can see why you say that. She's gonna be a tough witness, alright. Only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around their little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then, suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly, just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. What are you, Miss Hawthorne? The lieutenant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady. As old as I am, even I recall how the hot flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth. But I would never... That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Tee-hee. You haven't changed a bit. What? Mia Fey? What's this? So you two are... acquainted? Yes. We've met before. Once. In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madame Fey. Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Feeny, Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryo poetry. Oh, how wonderful. Is that Hermit's typical style of haiku? Yes? Nothing left to do. When a man reaches his age, sleep is his best friend. She knows Nick. Why is it surprising she knows his girlfriend? I don't know. That's supposed to be poetry? Something like a midlife crisis. For me, to get to the art department, I have to walk through the back area. Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors. How else are you gonna enter? Teleportation? Hey, it could happen. So who's this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So what were Dougie... Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway? How can you be so mean? I would never... I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. That's right, Miss Fey. Don't try to bring us down to your level. Why am I being demonized here? Don't be ridiculous. I flew in. That's right, Dom. You tell him. Please, go on. What'd you see next? Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie. I push her for no good reason. I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about a customer just now? Really? Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? But what? I would never! Miss Fey, I will not allow you to back of this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that. Just do my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defense palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It's already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It'd be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw. Yes, Your Honor. I will, if you don't mind. I'd like to revise my testimony. So we're finally getting somewhere. Really? You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground. And at that time, there was only 2 of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow. Yes, that's right. They looked like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. So, then what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly, comforting conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Oh, I like the sound of that. Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. The victim fell on top of his umbrella. I think that's something about not hearing noises. You say you didn't hear anything unusual? Is that correct? Yes. That's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the 2 of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Ah! May I have a moment to answer? But by all means. I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Yeah, but Thor was busy beating the crap out of somebody else at the time. Jeez. What's next? You gonna bring Tony Stark into this, Dahlia? Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes. I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out. He. Stop that, he's. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. Wait a second, Mia. That does me just now. You said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lighting? Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? I must admit that thought had not occurred to me. What kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? You don't want to know, Mia. This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bullet. It appears that this may be onto something. Could it be that the theft was actually accidental? Alright, get it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't. Hee 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 hee. I've heard that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Say. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research on it. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at the location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit. And who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in the labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m. Which fits with the time of the death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. So it says we got to the court record. Your power cable broke due to some sort of impact on 4 night at 2:55 p.m. However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Fay, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor? I don't like how this is looking one bit. Having to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? The only thing I can think of is the push, right? Let's make sure. Okay, the autopsy report's not going to tell us anything. That could. That's after the that. That's after the that. Could the umbrella do it? No? Testimony's not going to do it. The present, the newspaper clipping, or the assessment. Yes, so I think it's Venus. So, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony. He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that the lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right into Mr. Wright's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Yes, the prosecutor also came to that same conclusion. And it was the very shove that caused Mr. Charles to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. We just went over this earlier. That's right, the victim banged into the pole, and as a result of being pushed, it was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Ah! In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order! Order in the court! Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it. Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation, she said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge? Of course it's alright. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony. This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Ducky tried his best to run away from him. But Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Ducky being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm just sorry, Feeney, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Faye, you may proceed with your cross-examination. What do you expect to? Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the note he pushed Dougie. I know. I'm sorry, I wanted to protect Feeney. Well, that's why you basically lied to the court. I was a bad girl. I know. Mr. Judge? Yes? Would you please forgive little old me? Of course he won't! You was ready. Oh, come now. This is a little white lie. Well, forget it this time. But please be more careful from now on, alright? Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge. Not at all. Judge had better be more careful himself. Dark Alley's friendlier than that girl. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole. I know he doesn't look it, but Feeney can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeney really is scary when he gets mad. Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed. So let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched this scene unfold. The judge says he's Santa Claus. Take him to the mental hospital. What? Miss Stay, I'll have to ask you to stop backing the witness. I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would each give the fight their all. I just love when they fight each other. That's very sweet of you to be so supportive. What happened after that? That doesn't sound quite right. There was handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Miss Hain, were there also prints found on the back of this leather jacket? Well, no, there wasn't. Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My opinion wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he? Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away. Understandable. Yes, indeed. Would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold. I'll figure out the contradiction here. It's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lies, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Take me up. Alright, well... Five-minute window there.
Objection!
That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. You really look at this photo picture. Oh, that medicine. That's the one Finny likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It's not at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the two testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Yeah! Would you care to explain the court, Miss Dahlia the Hawthorne? What exactly happened during the 10-minute interval? Thought it was 3:05. The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Order, what is it? This is nonsense, the real murderer? You can't deny the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution. Are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? It's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer? Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? It's finally time. This is the murder I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready. Very well. But remember, If you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Say. Now then, Miss Say, let's have it. Who is the real killer? It was his hemorrhoids! That's what it was, hemorrhoids! It could only have been you. Dahlia Hathorn. Wow! How can you... Look at this grasping at straws! 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Order! Miss Faye! What? I mean, what? Did I say? Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness a two-man fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Ah! How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything. Miss Faye, this is a very serious charge you are. Hold it! What now? Your Honor! Please, I have something I want to say. You? What is it? Please strike everything that's been said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. And make sure you have enough cold medicine just in case he gives you your cold. Leave my Dolly alone! That boy. He got himself way over his head. Hemorrhoids better? Yeah. Oh, Mr. Questberg, you're back. She's arrived just in the nick of time. Found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Police were a report of the incident 8 months ago. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Well, let's see what this thing is. Incident overview. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria. Date and time, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando. Age 28. Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. My hemorrhoids have a subpoena to testify. But remember, and the subpoena and the hemorrhoids never lie, Winter. Remember that. That's how I cannot tell a lie comes from, by the way. But you guys didn't know that. That's actually where it came from. You heard it here first. You better take a good look at it. I just did. It are details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Oh. Ooh. Okay. So Mia backstory. Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, really, Your Honor, May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. That is, go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current wife. Seems right. I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear. Oh, I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. "8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet." Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about? About the events of the day when she first met defendant Mr. Phoenix Wright. What could that possibly have to do with this case?
Objection!
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she is in fact had a very good reason. Very well then, the court grants to the defense request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. How I met my Feeny. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going on ever since that fateful day.
Was a loving movie we really made people sick. Just jealousy, I think.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you'll be held in contempt of court. Now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her! Really? You couldn't come up with a better line than that? Okay. My days they say, fuck her up! No, not in the way you're thinking of. Maybe. I don't know. So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow? Yes. I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself. No, not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Maybe you should look for a different line of work. Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Genie. Okay. The courthouse reading room. That's a shame place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also dreaming of becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time. It's nothing to do with our murder case. Miss Faye, I'm warning you. This has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case. I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better tread carefully. Fuck you, keep pressing. Your Honor, if you allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony. Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? If it please your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to the courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. You were writing a paper. On what? On the relationship between modern Sanyo poetry and the criminal underworld. That sounds like a fascinating research idea. Am I getting old? Now I'm even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff. Mia, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Is that what you wanted to know? Yeah. Speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I was getting to it. Jeez, Grossberg. I went through a lot of trouble getting it, my dear, so be sure to read it carefully. I already did. Fine, jeez, Grossberg. Not gonna let me have any fun. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Order, order, order! This is unbelievable! It's true, then there's something that... Miss Fay, that's not fair! You can't slander my witness with unusual case. I Winston Payne will not allow it. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me. Go right ahead. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Expressed some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. I see. Okay, I tied the two crimes together. Now I just gotta stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia. Ooh. You lit a fire in my heart and my butt. Oh, goddamn, I don't want to hear more about your damn hemorrhoids! You know I tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my own? Yeah, I don't care about your damn hemorrhoids! Jeez. The poisoning. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poisoning that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. So that's what happened here 8 months ago. However, as you heard from the witness's husband, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne. But I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of the cross-examination. Ah! What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Ha, Mia, you're going with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. What were you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential. According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case. The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all what that incident was? That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case. Objection sustained. Because this question is strictly from the record. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign.
Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you.
You heard the man, now that is true love, young lady. Oh, Fee, please. Ugh, Jack. Ugh. Those two really are making me ill, albeit for slightly different reasons. How long were you gone? I've already answered all these questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. And where were you during this stretch of time? Using the toilet?
What do you say, Miss Faye?
My perfect little Dolly doesn't poop! Okay. You heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better luck next time. Remember, she never goes to the bathroom. Oh, Fee. Please. Please, I've already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of court's time. Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony. But how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drops says it's 1/2 fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons. It's about 2/3 of that amount, huh? Too much math! The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. A special kind of poison. How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect. Oh, and where would something like that come from? I'm sorry. All I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it. Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive. The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. And that's the reason they didn't arrest you. Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison. I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye. She's right. And I think we've all had enough of Miss Faye's questions. So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison. And all we had to do was find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Great. Now just how did a split student get a hold of poison of all things? What did your last boyfriend, what did he do? What did he do? Oh yeah, he's a pharmacology student. You wanna know how to get the kind of poison? I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab. Boyfriend? You mean the victim Doug Swallow? That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at the Ivy University. Pharmacology? His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never obtain such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, since you had access to such a poison after all, And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You!
No!
Order, order, order! Could it be? That's nothing but a faceless acting. May I say something pathetic? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container. Well, yes, that's true. I was searching immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of it with something that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof? You gotta be good with that. Provide some evidence or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning instead. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead. Police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred. You're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder. Then where is that container the poison was carried in? What happened to it? Now, if you remember Phoenix, he said, please give it back. Dahlia's present. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched. Who is this person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. What? But that's... That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? Really quite cute. So what about it? What does this mean, Miss Say? The day the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th. The very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away. What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here? No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
No! Ah!
Order in the court!
Let me have a Dahlia object!
But Mr. Wright, control yourself! I won't let you bully her like this! Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her! Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please. Open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne's dating you is... she's madly in love with you, that's what it is. Because of that necklace. To keep you quiet. I kind of want to say this just to see what it does. I've never actually done that one. But I won't. Because of the necklace. Dolly Hathorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Well, yes, you said it there. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. For Dolly Hathorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of a crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying! But you never give it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you. No! That's a lie! Ah! Eek! Mia, are you alright? Oh, the thing. He's getting away! Bailiff, hurry! After him! Mia, are you alright? Yes, I think so. Your helmet's got in the way, though, so I'm a little sore. That boy, he went completely insane. Where's Mr. Wright? Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Oh no. What is it? The bottle necklace. You thought it was present. It's gone! What? It's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay, just give it back the necklace. I ate it. You what? You ate it? It's too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first, but yeah. Ugh. Ah! What the? What? What is he doing now? Your Honor, you gotta stop the trial! Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you saw may have had some poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How can you be so sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem.
Objection!
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There. It's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you placed this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness Miss Hawthorne with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Faye, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. But why? This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything. Even after I proved so much, is she gonna get away with everything? Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial. Mr. Wright! I'm sorry, Miss Faye. I totally slipped my mind. I'm really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day I met Doug Swallow. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole us some poison from our lab. But poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous. Just one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried he came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, this it is. Miss Faye, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before. Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye, if you're so certain on your theory, let me ask you this. Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she's definitely wanting to get back. Therefore, exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill? It wasn't Doug, guys. She wanted to get that. She wanted to get a certain present back. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous! After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. So no one else it could be. But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Mr. Hawthorne was in love. Poor Mr. Wright. This would be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne really cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why would she let go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, that tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean, that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true! Feeny, what a joke you are. Ooh. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne? Appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne! We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? Since your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well, hey old man, you see now something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you? You really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind. But we're not finished! Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. Can't let her get away this time. Stop, Mia! If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. For anybody who wants to play more of this, remember that portion. The ultimate price? You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. No! You better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say, Miss Gray. Well, Miss Fay? Can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. Impossible! You can't possibly! It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one? If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright. I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Well then, Miss Fay, please present your evidence. Show to this court the irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. The only thing you could have proved. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X? Denise Wright's beloved cold medicine? Hee. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took this bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? Huh? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had actually run into the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she contested that she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electric cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. Hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago? Yes. She disposed of the evidence exactly the same way she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Come on now, everyone. Sure you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yes, that is exactly right. Just pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us! I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? Yes, I have. That's just fine. For the time being, the victory is yours. For the time being? Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay? Huh? What, yes. I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. Whew. It's finally all over.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claims.
But even so, your witness seems to have just accepted it.
I don't care. I'm with some pain.
I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said... There. It's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust this witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right? Well, you see, And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? You willing to bet your life? Are ya? And that's how you lose your hair, guys. A woman just screams in your face. So remember that when you're going bald, it's not aging, it's because a woman screamed at you. Mr. Payne? About Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for immediate arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. Yes, sure you did. Don't lie, just admit you were wrong. By the way, Miss Say. Yes, Your Honor? Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other? Your Honor? Whether we or not has no bearing on this case. Very well. Mr. Payne?
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter.
Appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendants have anything further to say? It can't be true.
My dear Dolly!
Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant Phoenix Wright not guilty. Let the confetti fly! This court is adjourned. April 11th, 3:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2, or 3, excuse me. That's right, they put courtroom 2 but lobby 3. I forgot about that in this case. Mia, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. Now take care of those hemorrhoids and don't come near me. During the break, I thought my hemorrhoids... Oh my god. I don't want to mention anything about your hemorrhoids. During the break, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius. Oh my god.
Be the dancing lobsters!
Mr. Grossberg, do you maybe think you could stop talking about them, please? Yeah, get away from me! Sounds rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. I shouldn't trust my hemorrhoids as much. Wait, what? What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with a client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Oh, Mr. Wright. Congratulations. Thanks. I was thinking. Go on. The dolly that I saw up there with the witness stand, I don't think that was really her. Oh, what? Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about it, Mr. Wright. For your own sake. Yeah, you're right. Probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to rope a little. But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up.
Gee, what kind of company does this guy keep?
Well, remember, he had Larry and Edgeworth, so... Right now, I'm starting to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Same to say? A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? That's right, I'm still new at this myself. But, I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned, and managed to save my friends. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day.
Benedict is nabbed.
And that's where we're going to end off here, guys. Now, I know this is a little bit shorter than normal Mondays. The reason being is because Case 1, Case 4, and 5 are going to be monsters when it comes to the main storyline. Case 2 and 3 are pretty much side content, so they're like throwaway cases compared to the 1, 4, and 5. So we're probably going to do Case 2 and Case 3 together, as far as where we might do a little of the end of Case 2 and the beginning of Case 3. And then we're going to actually probably save Case 4 and 5 for a Friday. Reason being, because Case 4 and 5 are the penultimate episodes for the trilogy, and unless you have a Nintendo DS, thanks Capcom, you can't see anything else with the trilogy, or with the entire Phoenix Wright series. But I highly suggest, especially after this game, if you have not played Case 4, or sorry, the Ace Attorney series after this trilogy, do so. You have to do it. It's really, really cool if you do. So, like I said, short episode tonight because of the way everything sets up. We'll be back Wednesday for Final Fantasy X. Yes, I finally caught up with everything. Like I said, I'll explain Wednesday why I have to do it like this, because it's a little weird how I do things for this game. But we'll go ahead and go into that. Friday, we'll be back with more Lost Judgments. And then in this game, we'll be back with Trials and Tribulations starting next Monday with Case 2. And we have 2 of the side cases, basically, to go before we get to the meat and potatoes of this game. Until then, special thanks to Winter Soldier. Special thanks to Don McLean. Very, very appreciated. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to your families. We'll see you next time. Good night. Good gaming. Take care, guys.